Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver now.
Roadrunner.com. Lots going on today in the markets. Silver, the battle for $30 is on. If you're a private road member, check out my post from the weekend. Silver is strong, but bankers are shorting into the rise. Smile about silver. Go check that out. Also, the Jenny Moonstone discussion. I will be, I believe I'm talking to Jenny today again. Lots of good insight into what's going on in the spiritual side of silver and cryptos and everything that's going to happen in the future. It's so fun. But it's never fun when they try to slam down the price of silver. If you've been in this game long enough, you feel more comfortable after slams. Slams are much more comfortable to sit in, besides like breaking out of new highs and things like that, because that's the unknown. That's where they thrive. The riggers thrive because it's a click of a mouse to set the price to zero. It always will be on the COMEX. It's futures and options. Unlimited amounts of derivatives can be thrown at it at any given moment. So you just got to remember that in the back of your head as we climb the wall of worry, as it's called, in silver. We are still above $30, as I've said. I believe below $30, there's so many industrial buyers. So many industrial buyers. India and China leading the way. India has not done anything on the jump over $30. They pretty much have, as far as I can tell, now they don't report numbers until the end of the 15th of each month. But as far as I can tell, they're doing pretty much almost nothing in the last 2 months. Little bit, but not much. Not what they need, because India is building out their solar panel manufacturing base as well, and they have massive plans. Massive plans. Not as big as China. By the way, if you didn't know, solar is going gangbusters again. We're going to have another record year, probably another doubling in the amount of silver used. Not in the amount of solar necessarily installed, but now they're using a lot more silver in every solar panel. No, not less. Thrifting is gone with the dodo bird. If we stay above 30, go to 40, 50, 100, yes, thrifting will come into play. Thrifting meaning they use less silver in each solar panel. But right now it's about efficiency. You're looking at assets that last 30 to 40 years. You don't care about a couple extra dollars that you spend on silver if you run the payoff over that amount of time. Efficiency is much more important than the cost of the module and the amount of silver in each module. Since the price of silver is held so low, silver has been absolutely misallocated into solar panels. It's sad because we're going to have to go in there probably this year and start pulling them out. But we'll find out, right? That's part of the fun. So yes, silver got up to, I think, 34 bucks or something like that. Let's take a look. Yeah, it got up to around 32 and a half. Yeah, since moving over, 32 and a half. Yes, $30 is just another round number. Other than there probably are derivatives that are going bad over $30 if it lasts long enough. Now they're trying to slam it before the end of the COMEX trading month. It could be it could be the COMEX month, or it could be the actual month end, because the derivatives for each time frame. There's options that expire on a certain day. There's futures and that expire on a certain day, and then you move into the next month. There's also OTC derivatives, meaning over the counter, meaning nobody knows what those are. Contracts that are written and never brought onto the exchanges. That's where the JP Morgan, Bank of America, HSBC, the big guys live. Now, HSBC is the biggest deliverer, which means they are the biggest short on the COMEX. And last I heard, the U.S. Mint uses HSBC as their hedging device. Yes, the Mint is probably one of the biggest hedgers out there, and that's how they control the prices. Now they're having problems. Miss Moonstone led us down that path a while ago, and it's like, holy crap, she's right. A lot of this comes out of the Mint, and which is being orchestrated not by Ventures Gibson. She's being told what to do by Janet Yellen. And don't forget, Janet Yellen had to fly emergency flight to China to say, stop making solar panels, stop making electric cars. We don't have the silver. But at the same time, they give them shit for polluting because of all their coal plants. So it's a vicious circle, and the reality is, if you try to like time the day to day, you're going to give yourself a heart attack. If you don't look at the price of silver for, I know it's almost impossible, for say a year or two, and then come back and say, hey, what happened? That's when you're really going to be happy. It's kind of like Bitcoin. If you watch Bitcoin, the price of cryptos and Bitcoin, every day you're getting like, oh my God, the mood swings are crazy. If you just stuck it away and came back 5 years later, you went from $100 to 60,000. You'd feel much happier. Same with silver. That's going to happen to silver. Silver, will it go above the price of Bitcoin? At some point it will. I don't think Bitcoin's the be-all, end-all, by the way. They didn't adopt. It was a great technology when it came out, but they didn't adopt. We don't need a store of value like Bitcoin, in my opinion. We have things like gold that can serve that purpose. If you're not going to move it, you can just store value there. Obviously, silver can be a store of value as well. But no, I think a lot of the cryptos have moved on. Crypto fans have moved on to the entire. The whole crypto universe is massive. It was the head of Franklin Templeton that said Bitcoin is the big distraction of what's really going to change the world. And it's these inventions based on the decentralized operation of everything on the planet. Everything. So, yeah, and it goes hand in hand with AI, and that's why one of the many reasons Theta is where you should be if you're going to get cryptos. I'll get to that in a second, but just some more info. Yesterday was a big day. Yesterday was a big trading day. If you look at it, let's take a look at the volatility when they slammed it down back here. They've been slamming it down for the last couple of days, just trying to get the price down. And it looks like a lot of volume. But if you go to, it looked like a lot. Oh, how are they doing it? Oh, so many silver short contracts. The volume is actually really low yesterday. And it was a volatile day. But the volume was only, well, I say really low, only 100,000 contracts, which is what, 500 million ounces? Which is a massive amount of silver, obviously. But we are talking about futures and options. And as far as I can tell, with a drop in open interest of only 2,000 contracts, the criminal riggers, the commercial shorts, are not really easily becoming able to close out their shorts. That's 10 million ounces in change of open interest. Not much deliveries and just not much going on. Exchange for physical, 5 million ounces went to London, so that's be 15 million yesterday, potentially. Or you take that away, maybe 5 million. But not a lot. Usually with the slam downs, that's when the covering happens and all this stuff, and it's not. And they need it. And why this happened Wednesday is because the Tuesday night is the cutoff for the Commitment of Traders report. The COT report from last Friday, which meant the week before until Tuesday night, showed that the commercials, the big money, had gone short about 7 million contracts, deeper short, as the rise above 30 kept going. And that's 35 million ounces. So they're not closing out much. And then the next Commitment of Traders report comes out tomorrow. I think that will show an even bigger. So probably another 5 or 10 million ounces going short more. And maybe even more than that. But they're not closing them out. We won't find this out until the next Friday after that. It's a little complicated. Don't worry about it. We do miss Ted Butler. Where the hell is Ted Butler? Does anybody know? He hasn't posted in quite a while, and we are concerned because this is his wheelhouse. This is what he should be saying, and maybe that's why he's not posting. Maybe he was told, hey, everything's going to change, but you need to stay out of it. And so, yeah, he hasn't been heard from in quite a while. Nobody's even told me, of the silver guys that I know, that they know of what's going on with Ted. He just posted a couple weeks ago that he won't be posting for a while. He didn't say for the while. He just said, unfortunately, I won't be able to post or something like that. And it's like, that's really weird. Again, this is Ted's wheelhouse. Ted's the one who should be saying, okay, look at this. Look how trapped they are, the longs and shorts and all that. Whew. It's a little scary. But we hope he's safe and sound, and I think he is. But I don't know. My gut tells me the good guy said, all right, we're going to let this happen, but you can't be in the middle of the mess. So any way you slice it, you got to have your silver in your own possession. Go to your local coin shop and get as much as you can. If you don't have a local guy, contact Andy Scheckman at Miles Franklin. Info at milesfranklin.com, milesfranklin.com, and he'll set you up. All right, in case you guys are wondering, this is one of the first silver discussions on these solar. There's a few big solar websites. PV Tech, Photovoltaic Tech is a big one. There's a couple more, but they very rarely post articles on silver and its use in solar. Why is that? Because it's the elephant in the room. Solar cannot survive because there's not enough silver, and it's being used at outrageous amounts. The CFTC, or the Silver Institute, has lied profusely through Metals Focus and all that. So they lied by double. It was double in photovoltaics only. They did 387, between 350 and my model came out at 387, 350 and 400, even by their models. But they decided to lie. I've gone over that many times. And one of the ramifications of lying is people who care, the photovoltaic people, they don't think there's any emergency going on in silver. Yeah, the prices are up a little, but not up high enough that they're going to thrift out silver. They don't need to. They're building massive manufacturing lines for TopCon. Billions and billions of dollars is going into TopCon manufacturing lines with no, they will be at some point able to thrift out silver in those lines, but it takes a long time to reconfigure a solar panel. And they're going to, like I said, they're going to have to sell panels with less efficiency if they use less silver. So solar silver prices, how PV developers can tackle a new cost challenge. So this is behind a wall, but there was a site right here that showed the whole article. Recently, global silver prices have continued to rise, with the average price rising from $5.33 a gram, $23.49 an ounce, to $32.1 dollars per ounce. The World Silver Association. What is the World Silver Association? It's really the Silver Institute, and they call it TSI. This is the problem with that organization. They are quoted all over the world for their numbers, and their numbers are complete lies. So they try to disguise it here. The World Silver Association, TSI, latest report pointed out that in recent years, silver mineral supply growth lags far behind demand growth. In new photovoltaic energy and semiconductor industry, with silver demand to maintain strong growth, silver has lasted for 3 years here. There's been a supply gap. That's actually 5 years. The data shows that 2022 to 23, the global silver supply was 31 million tons and 31.44 million tons, up 8.8%, 0.6%, of which the production of mineral remained at about 25 million tons. Almost no increment. Yes, there's been no additional mine supply coming on. Against this backdrop, TSI, the Silver Institute, said that global silver demand is expected to grow steadily in 2024. Steadily. We have solar panels doubling, the amount of silver used in solar panel doubling, and they're saying steadily. Since when is 100% growth steady? Silver price is bullish as silver for photovoltaic and other needs continues to rise. And it goes through, and all these numbers are just fake. They just talk about the Silver Institute. This is interesting. With current photovoltaic high efficiency cells, the P-type to N-type, that's TopCon and HJT, iteration, the demand for silver paste has also risen exponentially, in which TopCon cell monolithic paste consumption increased by nearly 80%. 80%. 80%. How many times do I have to say it? Go back to my chart. What was I at? 76%. And I was using mainly their numbers. 80%. Why is silver paste going up 80%? Because they're making 80, 90% more solar panels. This is not rocket science. All right, let's move on. So yes, obviously get as much silver as you can. Will they slam down below $30? I hope so, because it helps build the base, and that's when India and China just load up on physical. They're going to think when it drops below 30, if it does, they're going to think, my God, this could be our last time to load up, and we need massive amounts of physical silver for solar, for electric cars. It's all happening, no matter what the U.S. media tells you. All right, a lot of people in crypto talking about SEC Ethereum ETF discussions underway. S1 approval expected within hours. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission began discussions with potential users of Ether exchange-traded funds, ETFs, on May 22nd, leading some to anticipate the imminent approval. Now, what happened to Bitcoin when the ETF started? Everybody's excited, and all of a sudden they slammed the price using the ETF. It's a tool of manipulation. When they want to slam the price, you'll see the ETF balances of the holdings of Bitcoin go down, helping to suppress the price. It is obvious. Jeff Curry of Goldman Sachs said on a CNBC interview, it is the ETF authorized participants that are the shorts, which is completely illegal if you think about it. Authorized participants put the underlying asset in. So they'll put the Bitcoin or Ethereum into the trust, and oh, by the way, they sell it to the trust. So they get paid for that. They no longer own it. And yet they go onto the COMEX and then they short it, is what Jeff Curry's saying. Those are naked shorts. You don't own it. If you don't own it, it's a naked short. Anyway, so lots of hullabaloo around that. There's a crypto law that passed. Whether it's good or bad, nobody really knows. The reality is cryptos are here to stay forever. Just so you guys know, until an EMP hits and we all die. So as long as we're living, cryptos are here. Now the key is to pick the right cryptos. And all the gold, silver bugs who are so anti-crypto, it's hard to believe that they still are, seeing all the development, all the things that cryptos can do. I mean, Theta is going to expand broadband to the whole human population. They're going to download a Theta Edge node on every Android device on the planet, 4 billion of them. And everybody will be participating, even you gold bugs. You won't even know it. You'll buy a smart TV. And you can say you hate crypto, and loaded on your smart TV from Samsung is a Theta Edge node. And you're earning T-Fuel. Why are you going to wait? Why are you going to wait until the download happens? And it's a software. The Theta, it's not a security. It's a software. Well, part of it is a software. And they download it. It's just like Veritasium is a software. With Theta, they download it on your device. And you can share your broadband. You can share your extra hard drive capacity. You can share your extra computing power. All this is happening while gold bugs are saying, cryptos are not bullshit. Bitcoin's bullshit. And like, bye. Nice to know you. It's like when Katie Couric said, you get mail through the electronic wires, something called email back in the 90s. It's a classic. Look it up on YouTube. Charles Hoskins was the guy, one of the inventors of Ethereum. Listen to what he says. This is very important for all you Bitcoin-only type people. Listen to what he says about Bitcoin.
Bitcoin needs the industry to survive, and sure as hell needs the exchanges and all the other infrastructure, because it's not self-sufficient in that dimension. But the industry doesn't need Bitcoin anymore to survive. It's nice to have a digital asset like Bitcoin that has that reputation and it's digital gold, but remember, at the end of the day, it's a token with a deflationary monetary policy. And so at any given moment, another digital gold can form, and if it has good science behind it, it'll be just as secure, if not more so.
Absolutely. Will it happen soon? No. Will it happen somewhere down the line? Yes. So Bitcoin is not here forever. Gold is here forever, but we don't know how much gold there is. So, I mean, the core developers, Bitcoin was taken over by the deep state very early on. The core developers control it all, and they wouldn't expand the block size, so it became almost unusable. And then they tried to layer on the Lightning Network. It's all just, I mean, it's so much easier to use like Cardano or Ethereum to do that. Although Ethereum's got its own problems. It's a hell of a lot easier to use Theta, by the way, in case you're wondering, what are the alternatives to Ethereum? It would be Theta is the obvious one. Now the Theta Labs people say, no, we aren't competing. We aren't competing with Ethereum. We just do everything they do better, faster, cheaper. But we're not a competition. So yeah, I think he goes on to talk about all kinds of things related to people are actually building things, useful things, using blockchain technology. And I think it's a big mistake on your part if you're not involved with it. So that's what I got to say today. We are currently giving away 5 Theta, 50 T Fuel, and 500 T Drop with every private road membership. Even if you don't know anything about cryptos, we load it on a paper wallet for you. We mail it to your front door. You stick it in your safe with your silver, and you'll be good. Again, that's for private road subscriptions. It's a 1-year subscription. I will be talking to Miss Jenny Moonstone later today. We'll be definitely talking about silver, and I got some cryptos I want to talk to her about as well. This is Bix Weir.